Welcome to the new age of Rust farming. With the newest update that just dropped last Thursday, we've become more efficient and more compact than we ever were before, as now we can easily plant seeds like this in the far back corner, and even more easily with the shift click function they've added where you can plant an entire planter in one click, like this. You can even plant planters from the side like this, allowing you to easily half stack where you would normally have to go and try and stretch to try and get in the back corner, but it wouldn't used to go. You used to only be able to reach the middle row of planters before the update, but now with the update you can easily reach the back corner. So now this is the new 3x2 footprint, which I think should be replacing the old 3x2 footprint that used to be the standard. The standard used to be one light here, and two sprinklers in the center, which would perfectly be enough water and light to light up 6 planters and enough water for the 6 planters. But now, due to the half stacking, you have to push the light to the center of the far one. You need a light in the middle to catch these 2 planters, and then you need a light on the far side for those 4 planters on the far end. Now, with the 3 sprinklers, the reason we put them the way we have now is so you can easily walk through them. Which makes it much easier than if you put them all 3 in the middle, where the water is sometimes a bit more even, because sometimes on some servers the water bugs a bit and it doesn't go evenly from the beginning, but it sorts itself out usually after they all reach max. It normally sorts itself out and the water goes evenly. Because jumping over stuff like this is a much bigger mission than when you can just run over the planters really easily if you fit through the gap. So what we've gone with here is 3x8 long, as this is a really nice length to give you a good amount of planters. You can fit 40 planters in this space, where normally you used to be able to fit 6x4, so like 24 planters, where you're now getting 40, which is a huge improvement in terms of planters, and you need a lot less space than you used to need, where you'd almost need an entire another floor to be able to get near this much planting space. This will get you with like 3G, 3Y berries. You'll get about 25 berries a floor, which is really nice and can be easily stacked on top of each other. You can easily put like a little elevator shaft over here. We've just gone with a nice little spiral staircase, works well. I would suggest if you're making farms this big, you do an industrial system on the far wall so that you can just dump your berries in here, because this size farm will give you enough berries for about 3 inventories full of berries, so it's not really feasible to be able to carry those up and down. And a large backpack is more tedious than it is to just put them all in here. And then they take them down to wherever your mixing tables are. With this system, you need 1 water pump per 3x2, which is really good because you've always needed about 1 water pump per 3 sprinklers. We don't use fluid switches, as it just adds to what you'll need to be supplying to be able to make your system. So we just put the water pump straight into here. You can put a switch before your water pumps if you want to be able to turn them on and off to be more efficient, but realistically the amount of loss you get from the water only being at 71 is only an issue if you're going to go and make fertilizer to make yourself significantly more efficient. But this this type of design can easily lend itself to fertilizer, as there's a lot of space in here if you don't fill it with like random RP stuff like we have for a bunch of horses, which will allow you to get the fertilizer you need. And if you do it as we have on the side on a river, you can easily fit 4 floors worth of place. Each floor needs about 1 square to be able to fit 4 water pumps into. I would suggest to do it like this, otherwise you can do it down in your center, but it just becomes a bit more tedious. But if you go like this and you just put triangle foundations outside and metal them up, people aren't going to go through the effort to soft side at 98% of the time. And stone is usually a good grade to go with for your farming base. This is just the way we like to set it up, with a lot of little RP stuff, because we're gaming. This farming method, I think, is the way of the future, with really nicely stacked, compact, and less upkeep. Because sometimes when you go for huge farms like we like to do, the upkeep just becomes too tedious to be able to maintain. We've looked into like multi-TCing the farms, like 3 TCs for like when you go for like a 6x6. But with this new design, it's so much smaller, so much more compact, and you get so many more planters in, and you can plant your floors so much faster than you previously could. It's amazing with all the updates they've given to us to farming over the last few years. There's nothing that can beat the newest update with the shift click planting. As planting always was the most tedious thing, because sometimes you wouldn't see that you had missed a spot. So I hope you guys enjoy your farming journeys.